This old school is located on where Columkill would have had his monastery, and in this area the first English soldiers would have come here in the 1590s and set up camp. So when they did excavations just outside here, across the wall this year, they'd uncovered a forgotten graveyard, and there was about 15 skeletons found. There's lots of the imprints of people who lived here, right from monastic times through to the English coming, right through to the 19th and 20th century.
I'm feeling or hearing a lot of crying, but I couldn't tell you what age of voices I'm hearing.
Whenever I walked up the stairs I heard more like a howling, but it was like echoey, as if it couldn't be heard. Cries couldn't be heard.
As well. There's a little boy here, to my face.
Is he a little boy here?
Little maybe what? About 7. It's like he's crying into my face because something really bad's happened and he can't. Sorry, just really. I can't speak. This is not what I'm feeling, but the only way I can express it is if his dog had just died, that kind of real, heartfelt crying, but he can't tell me what's wrong, but I feel like he's wanting me to do something about it. But this feels different from everything else that we're sensing. It feels like he is here.
The foundation stone for the Guildhall was laid 1887 by this gentleman over here called Sir Whittaker Ellis, who was a governor of the Honourable Irish Society. The building opened then in 1890 and was destroyed by fire in 1908 and reopened again in 1912. The building again has been refurbished from 2010 to 2013. And the building is the only Guildhall in Ireland that has retained its civic function.
Some of them look like they're watching us. They're just interested in what we're doing, and there's just small things flitting about now and then. I thought, when I first came in, I thought they'd died in a fire up there, but
As soon as you stepped up the step, there was a change. There's a way of person in a ball gown and seeing a woman going through that door. There's probably nothing even behind the door, but it was like she walked through the door and stepped down. But all I wanted to do was dance, so I'm assuming that she would have been a lady at a ball or, you know, something along those kind of...
There's a feeling of there being somebody here, but it's like it's confusing for them as well. It's almost as if he can... oh, it's he then. That he's in some way aware of that there is a difference here. I was getting somebody who was muttering, like couldn't seem to really make sense of it. It's almost as if this was his place. He didn't want anybody else in it. This is his job. Like he doesn't know anywhere else or anyone else.
Did he live here?
What?
Living here
No,
or working here?
Working. But it's almost like working was all he knew.
Right, okay. And it
make
was
any
his job,
Was
and
his
solely his job, no one
Nobody
else was allowed to do it.
So I don't know whether he would have been like the head over
Yeah.
a few people or...
Gentleman, he was a past superintendent of the Guildhall called Sam Mackey. And he worked in here in the 30s and 40s and retired to Portrush, died in the 50s, and his ghost is supposed to haunt the place ever since. One of the stories being, there was a chap called Young Patrick, and they did a function in here one night. Patrick was left here to strip down the audiovisual gear after the function. We had already checked the building. The building was totally empty. Patrick came down to us after about 5 minutes and said to us, "You better go back up again, guys. There's an old chap up in the middle of the upper gallery." And we knew rightly the building was empty. And we said, "Right, Patrick, describe what he's wearing." Now, Sam Mackey wore the old superintendent's hat, which was shaped so, and a black coat with brass buttons. Patrick described them to a T. Patrick never knew the story of the ghost, never knew Sam Mackey, and to this day, Patrick will insist that he will never be back in this building.
So this is the only tunnel, this is the only real tunnel we know about.
Is this the size of it? Or is this, or does
It would have gone, the story is that it goes all the way into the cathedral, and it used to be under where the bishop's chair was, and it went through the graveyard. So beyond that wall, you're in, see the end wall that's been filled in, you're actually in the churchyard, the graveyard of St Cullen's Cathedral. The purpose of it was, it's called a sally port, and for people of my generation, when we played games as Ivanhoe and things like that, we used to sally forth, and what happened was the people inside the walls could sneak out here and sneak out behind the people who were attacking the walled city at Bishopsgate, and they could attack the attackers from behind, and that's what the purpose of it was.
I'm only given one scene at the moment, going running over and over. I mean, you said something about running, but I'm seeing a group.
it's a
But
group?
one individual, I don't know what he's doing. It's like he's looking around him, but I don't know if he's looking for somebody or if he hasn't worked out what's going on, or if he's in the wrong places. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like he shouldn't have been there. It's getting carried forward even without really wanting to go.
Any big fires near you?
I don't mean not
Fire?
There's fires all the
something
time
catching
around
fire.
here. There's fire, bonfires are lit around here. all
No,
the
no, no,
time.
no, I don't smell it.
back
I just, was there anything,
from here.
was there any big fires that they would have used almost to move? Or escape, or go to or from? We're running, we're scared.
Yes. This
It's,
doesn't.
it's
this-
like run, it's like
This doesn't
get
feel
out.
like
Aye.
fighting.
No.
Running.
It's just everybody shouting, run, you know.
Run. Yeah. There's still this man in his red jacket.
You see what
Is
army
this
would
the
that be?
boy?
Red, are you for that all night, all day?
I can't see what colour his trousers are, and yet I want to say they're white, but that might be me trying to. I don't know if I'm trying to make an association, but white and somebody on this side of me saying pompous get. And the impression I'm getting of this man in the red jacket is that he is English. But did they speak more Irish? Because a lot of what I'm hearing I don't understand.
The native Irish didn't leave. The O'Cahans would still have, they would have collaborated with the English settlers. So Manus O'Cahan would have been around here, and we know that during one of the sieges, Owen Roe O'Neill who was besieging, that he came in through this tunnel into the cathedral to parley with the forces inside. The interesting story is, you've heard of the Great Fire of London? Well, there was a Great Fire of Londonderry, and what happened, so I can't remember what date the Great Fire of London was, but the citizens of Derry raised money and sent a cheque for 200 quid to the City of London, and then in 1666 the Great Fire of Londonderry took place and the whole city was burnt, and the City of London hadn't cashed the cheque, and there's a record of them sending back the cheque to Derry to say, we didn't cash this and I think you're in more need of the 200 quid.
There's a fire around here, this area?
Yeah, it'll be that's the whole of the inside of the walled city. Yeah.
It must have been the fire. The part we're picking up, because it was like lots of people and it was run.